What's up you guys, and welcome back to another video. So today I wanted to talk about how I'm saving about $780 on my phone bill and how I can hopefully help you guys bring that phone bill down to just $15 a month. Now, I know it sounds crazy. I didn't really believe it when I first saw it either, but stick around to the end of this video. You'll know exactly what to do, exactly how you can make your bill $15 a month, and kind of the pros and cons of exactly what I'm talking about here. Obviously, not a surprise, I am a frugal person. I'm always trying to save money, and on my journey to becoming more of a frugal person and trying to live that frugal lifestyle, when I first started, I wanted to cut down my expenses, right? That's what everyone tries to do right in the beginning. They want to cut down all of their expenses. They want to bring all of their bills down to a minimum. And that's kind of the easiest way to kind of step foot in frugal living. So when I first started, I looked at all of my expenses and I noticed one thing. I noticed that my phone bill was just way too much. We obviously need a phone, right? It's more of a necessity nowadays, just having a cell phone or having service on your phone. So you pretty much have to spend the money to have a cell phone, right? Now, when I looked at my bill for my cell phone, I was just kind of astonished because I was spending quite a bit of money each and every single month on just the phone. Now, I know I need it, but at the end of the day, it is really just phone service. So I knew I can bring that down a little bit. So after, going down the rabbit hole of YouTube, I eventually found a company called Mint Mobile. So what Mint Mobile is a company that is an MVNO. So MVNO stands for Mobile Virtual Network Operator. Now, I'm not gonna get too deep into this, but I wanted to give you guys a little bit of a rundown of what an MVNO is. We're all familiar with AT&T, Verizon, Sprint, T-Mobile, the big brands, the big carriers that offer mobile service, right? Now, these carriers, they usually have an excess of data at the end of every month or at the end of every year, and they don't really know what to do with this. So they got smart and realized that they can actually sell this excess data that they're not using to MVNO companies that will actually buy that data at a discounted price. So these MVNO companies buy that data and they turn around and sell it to the consumer. And they sell it to the consumer at a discounted rate. So me and you would purchase this phone plan and we get it at a discounted rate, like I said, $15 a month. So when you think of a $15 a month cell phone service, you kind of think of a not so great service, right? And of course, with that price, it's gonna be a little bit of a give and take situation. So you're not necessarily gonna get the greatest service everywhere, but to me, it was good enough for me to make the switch, and I've been happy with it. I've been using it for about a little over a year now, and I have really no complaints about it. But there are a few cons that I thought were worth mentioning. So one disadvantage that I didn't really like was that I was receiving a lot of spam calls. Now, the bigger companies like Verizon, AT&T, they do a really good job of holding these spam calls back and not letting them get through, so you don't have to actually answer the phone and hang up on them. So that's one thing that they do really, really well, and that's what I kind of missed about being with T-Mobile. I was with T-Mobile, and T-Mobile did a really good job with that. Mint doesn't actually block those spam calls from coming in. So what I did was I found an app called YouMail, and basically what YouMail does is blocks these spammers from getting through to your phone so it actually doesn't ring. This is a really good app to download once you do make the switch over to Mint Mobile, because you are gonna get really annoyed by these spammers, because I definitely did, and it's something I really wasn't used to. Now, another slight disadvantage to Mint Mobile is you do have to own your own phone and you have to be out of a contract. So a lot of times when you get into a contract, you usually get a new phone with that contract and then you put it on the bill, basically. So you're kind of leasing your phone, because who wants to spend $1,000 on a new iPhone when you can just, lease it and pay monthly for it? Luckily for me, I actually own my phone outright. I did do that. I leased it, but I eventually paid it off when I was trying to get rid of all of my bills. So I did own my phone. It was an unlocked phone and I wasn't under any contract, so it was pretty simple to switch over to Mint Mobile. But it's something to consider that if you are in a contract or you don't own your phone, you don't own it outright, then you probably can't make the switch to Mint Mobile. And the last disadvantage that I wanted to hit on is the coverage. So like I said, it's not the greatest coverage, but honestly, I haven't really had too much of an issue with the coverage. What you can do is you can go on their website on mintmobile.com and you can see what their coverage is in your area. So for me, for example, I live in San Diego. I checked it before I actually made the switch over to Mint Mobile, and the coverage was pretty good here. It's very, very similar to T-Mobile, and that's who I switched from. So if they have similar coverage at a fraction of the price for the service, it was kind of a no-brainer for me to make the switch. But I know some people live in more of a country area or a rural area, and they might not get very good service. So definitely I would recommend to check your coverage, check to see that Mint has good coverage for you so you don't run into that hassle and that problem of, dropped calls and not having any service. Now, I don't want these disadvantages to kind of steer you away from making the switch, because for me personally, I thought it was 110% worth it. I'm paying a fraction of the price of what I was paying at T-Mobile, and it's really the same service. There's a few little hiccups here and there, but honestly, it's been great. It hasn't been, too much of an issue for me. So if it sounds like something that you would actually be interested in, I wanted to show you guys exactly how you can make the switch. So if you go over to their website, you can check out the certain plans that they have to offer. Now, the $15 a month plan does only give you 4 gigabytes of data. When I first started into Mint Mobile, I actually got this plan. I didn't think I really needed that many gigabytes of data, but I eventually realized that I kind of did, so I eventually switched over to the unlimited plan. It's only $30 a month still. I'm still saving quite a bit of money, but the $15 a month could be really good for you. If you're at home, working at home, if you use Wi-Fi most of the time, then 4 gigs really might be just enough for you. You can also, move up in the plans, but when I first started, I definitely wanted to just check out the service, make sure I liked the service, so I wanted to go as cheap as possible. So I did the $15 a month plan. I eventually ran out of data, so I made the switch, but it's all situational, just whatever you want to do. Now, if you kind of scroll down, you get better deals if you were to do the longer 12-month plans. Again, up here, this is for the new customers. So when you first start out, you can try it for 3 months and get this discounted rate. But for me, I like to take risk, and I went ahead and went straight to the 12-month plan. I figured I was gonna like it. I was pretty much sold on the company, so I figured I'd just go the 12 months. If I didn't like it, then I'll switch back, but whatever. So this is kind of what I did. I started out at the $15 a month plan, and it was working great. It did awesome. I just wanted to have the unlimited just to kind of, prevent me from having the hassle. So next, you're gonna wanna go ahead and check your phone capability. Now, pretty much everyone and their mom and their grandma has an iPhone or some new Android. So this probably isn't going to be an issue for you, but I know some of you frugal people like to use, those Motorola Razors, or those, I think they're called the chocolate, those old school phones, the antique phones that were, popular in the early 2000s. But if you haven't upgraded, you probably won't be able to switch over to Mint Mobile. They do have requirements for the phone, but if it's a newer phone, I'm pretty sure any iPhone, any newer phone that you have will probably work, so the capability probably won't be an issue. But I would definitely recommend going to the website and making sure that your phone is capable of taking the Mint Mobile SIM card in it. So once you pick your plan, once you check to make sure that your phone is actually capable of receiving this service, then you're gonna go ahead and go through the activation process. Now, the activation process is super easy, super simple. If you're on the website, it shows you exactly what to do. But basically, they send you a SIM card, and you just go through the steps of activating it on your phone. Now, you have the option of transferring your phone number over to Mint Mobile, or just getting a completely new phone number. I would assume that most people would want to keep their phone number, so there is a little bit of a little process that goes with this. What you have to do is call your current carrier. So say you use T-Mobile, you would have to call T-Mobile, let them know that you need your account number. Now, a little tip here, usually they ask you why you need your account number, and you kind of have to come up with a reason. Now, don't do what I did. I told the truth. I said I was switching over to a different carrier. Now, what they will do is they will send you to their customer retention representative, and that representative is going to try to keep you in their service. So they're going to try to sell you and give you deals and whatnot. What I did, I just said, no, I'm leaving. I need to go to this. Can I just get the account number? And eventually they gave it to me, but to save you a little bit of time, come up with a different story of why you need the account number and just hang up on them. And that's basically it. So if you are trying to save a lot of money on your phone bill every single month, I would definitely recommend looking into MVNOs. I use Mint. This is what I use, so it's what I know. But there are a lot of different MVNOs out there that you can check out. Mint has been great. Their customer service is awesome. I've really had no problems with it. So if you do want to check it out, I'll leave a link down below in this video so you can go ahead, check it out, see what they offer, and see if it's good for you. And if you watched my last video, I touched on Rakuten. And if you look at my computer right here, it's actually offering me a $5 cash back when I actually purchase something on this website. So again, that extension is awesome. It's an easy way to make money. So if you don't have that extension, I'll leave a link down below in this video for that extension, and make a little bit of money there. With that said, thank you guys for watching. Consider subscribing if you have not yet. I'm gonna come out with a lot more content on saving money and minimalism and frugal living, all of that stuff. So please leave a like, leave a comment, and definitely subscribe to my channel. Be on the lookout for more videos and helpful content like this. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Later.